Hi Fiona, so this is just the video on how to access your website and make changes. You may need to watch this video a couple of times just for it all to make sense, because there are a few steps to follow. The first thing to say is I've sent you an email with a link and a username and a password. If you click on the link, pop in your username and password and then click sign me in. That will then basically bring you to this screen here. Over the right hand side it will say there's some payments due, but you can completely ignore that. I'm not quite sure why it does that. So if you ever see anything in here about needing to pay anything, there isn't anything that needs to be paid, so just ignore it. What you want to do is come over to the left hand side here where it says websites and click on that. That will then basically show that you can only access and amend your website. So if you click on that, and then basically, if you scroll down the page, you'll see here you have edit website. So you click on that. That will then load my software, which is called Bramble. Depending on your connection, it will either load pretty instantly, or if you're on a slower connection, it might take up to sort of 30 seconds to load. So there's a few things to say about this. The first thing is Bramble will load your homepage first. So it will load in, and your homepage you can see is the first thing that it loads up for you. The second thing to say is you'll see lots of strange symbols and things that are repeated, and basically ignore that, because the site's set up to have certain things displayed on mobile phones and tablets and computers, and certain things turned off for those devices. So if the layout looks a bit strange, scroll past it and ignore it basically. So yeah, as you scroll down, you'll see you'll come to a section that you want to change, and then much like a Word document, you click. It's going to highlight the area of the box in this green, and then you can then make alterations to the text, much like you would a Word document. So for example, if you wanted to pop another bullet point in, you could pop another bullet point in. If that then needs to be bold, you have over the right hand side, you can make it bold, and equally you can then delete anything you didn't mean to do. There's a couple of things to say about editing sites while I'm on the subject of that. One is that you have an undo button up here, so you can undo a change you didn't mean to. And the other thing is, if you get really confused and you're not sure what you've done, so you accidentally delete something and you're not sure what you've done, you can basically just exit without hitting the publish change button. So if you just exit and leave, then what happens is you've done no damage to the website at all. So if you ever get to a situation where you think, I'm not sure if I've done that correctly, I'm in a bit of a muddle, then just basically don't click the publish button, and then you won't have made any changes at all. So yeah, everything that you scroll down to, you can see it clicks, it becomes editable. The text is a little bit complicated because you've got these sort of bolder and larger fonts as subheadings. So you overtype those, and then you've got another separate box for the paragraph itself. So again, you may need to watch this back, but if, for example, you wanted to add another box down here with a subheading, the way that you would do it is you'd click the previous subheading. Over on the left here you have duplicate, you'd click duplicate, that does a copy of that. You'd then drag this below the current text. You could then put in your new title, whatever that may be, and then the same with the text. You'd take the previous text box and duplicate, drag that below, and then again you can either paste from a Word document or type in whatever text the new section would have. If you were then happy with that, you would click publish changes. So the way to think of Bramble is it works in blocks, because the internet, if you think of phones and devices, everything's in blocks. That's how it sort of changes and adapts for tablets and phones. So you have blocks for these subheadings and you have blocks for these bits of text. So yeah, hopefully, again, you may need to watch that back, but hopefully that makes a bit of sense, that you're just basically duplicating previous subheadings and previous text boxes. If there's a section you no longer want, on the left hand side you have the delete, and same again on the left hand side you have remove, delete. So that would put everything back to how it was. And again, I've made some changes here which I don't want to keep, so I'll just leave without publishing, and I've done no damage at all. So yeah, that's the sort of the basics of it. Images, you can change your own images. Just bear in mind, if you add landscape images into portrait areas, you will get some sizing problems. So that's just something to bear in mind, that quite often I've paired the image with the text so they sit nicely together. So you want to try and keep images to the same kind of shape. But basically you'd click the box where the image is, and over on the right hand side you'd click change image, and you would drag whatever your new image is from your desktop, or click the upload button, pop it in there, and it'll replace that image with that. Where that can be a bit fiddly is if you've got certain sized areas where I don't think we've got it so much on your website, but if you had an image that there are 3 in a row, for example, and you uploaded one that was a different size, you would get a bit of a size issue where one's bigger or larger than the others. They might not line up properly. If that happens, that's no problem. Carry on and upload it, drop me an email, and I can always tidy up anything that doesn't quite look right. Yeah, so that's basically the basics of editing. If we go back to edit website, to select different pages now, you have up the top here where it says index, and that will then display every page that's on your website. So you'd click one, for example, notable assignments. You're then editing that particular page. So you'd be able to go in, make any changes to the different areas. Again, it's all done in boxes. So you would just go through, click, make changes that you want to make, and then publish at the top. So pretty straightforward. The whole thing about Bramble is it is designed to be easy to use, basically, and easy for customers to edit. Anything you do get stuck with, obviously, just let me know. So quickly then I'm going to talk to you now about how you would upload a new blog. There are a few steps to this, and it's important that those steps are followed. So just, again, you may need to watch this while you're doing the next blog, just so you follow the steps. But the way to do it is you go to the latest blog. So in this case, it's blog number 3. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a complete copy of this entire page. So that's done at the top here by, if you hover over it, will tell you what it's going to do. It's going to duplicate this page. So you click duplicate this page. Then just give it a couple of seconds. And then over the right hand side here, this is now called this page copy of blog 3. But obviously we don't want to call it that. We want to call this blog 4. So you'll notice there's no spaces in the page names, there's hyphens. So it's just blog 4. Once you change that, hit the padlock button. Then you have to hit publish. Then you have to hit OK. And the next stage is a bit strange, but then you have to exit, basically. So you exit and leave. That basically gives it the chance to rename the page properly as blog 4. So back into Bramble, then all of a sudden you'll notice you then have blog 4 up in the menu. So you click on blog 4. You would then go through, overtype the bits that are now need changing. So blog 4, your title. Again, it's keeping the format and the colors and the size by keeping the blocks and just overtyping what's there. Again, you can paste in from a Word document. That's the way I'll do it. I wouldn't spend hours typing things directly into Bramble, just because it has a fail-safe where if you don't do much for, say, about 20 minutes and you haven't published, it'll just lock you out. So it's far better to do all your blogs in Word, write them all in Word, and then paste them into Bramble. That's the best practice. And again, the photo, you'd click change. So I'm going to just use a different one on here. So we'll just change it to whatever that is, just to show you the process. So that's the new image for that. And again, you've got the same sections. So use little subheaders are the slightly sort of green, and then your paragraphs. So all your subsections are like that. If you get to the end and you no longer need these ones, obviously you can remove them. And equally, if you need more, as we said before, you can duplicate more. And you're creating more and more subheadings and more text boxes. Anything from the old blog you no longer need, you can just click delete. And the idea is you just basically format it like that, get it so that you're happy with it, and then click publish changes. So that's the sort of basics of editing that. Once you've done that, obviously you need to put the blog live on your main blog page. So to do that, you click edit website again. You'll notice we've got a page that's called news and articles. This is where your main blogs are. So if you click that, and then basically what you'll do is similar to what we have been doing. So you would take this row, you would click duplicate, you'd put the new one in here, so that would be June. You'd put your photograph in there. This is where you may get sizing issues. This photo then may be too big, and then everything gets pushed out of line. But again, don't panic, just upload it, use it, drop me an email, and I'll sort that out. So the title of the new blog would go in here. This, you have to make sure that these click buttons line up. So you may have to, as we've done on this one, put a couple of blank spaces in so that all the click buttons line up at the bottom, just because it's a bit neater. And then once you're happy with that, where it says the image, if you click on the image itself, and on the right hand side, you're telling it you want this to link to the blog page. At the moment, it's linking to blog 3. We don't want that. We want that to link to your latest one, which would be blog 4. Then you'd hit save, and same with the click here button. Click the click here button, click edit link, tell it to go to blog number 4, and then save. And then again, if you were happy with that, you would publish the changes, and then you would basically go back onto the website. Obviously, I'm not going to save those changes. You'd go back onto the website itself, refresh the page, and just check that those 2 links work and everything's doing everything that it should be doing. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If you get stuck, if you need some help, give me a shout. Don't panic too much. Like I say, if you've got something where an image is too big or doesn't fit, just upload it, carry on, send me an email and I'll tidy it up. But hopefully that gives you access to the site. You can make text changes and additions, and you can run the blog and try a new one. Like I say, anything you're not sure of, watch the video a couple of times. If you need further assistance, just give me a shout. Thanks for watching.